Hello? I am the guy trapped in that locker under the sea in Manan. The Whimpering Locker to some, the Fishy Guy to others. That guy who sounds like Davik Kang's crazy cousin to a few. If that doesn't ring a bell, I'm that guy who fears crazy Selkath. Who fears slow-talking fishy people. Oh, come on, you clicked on this meme video and proactively searched for me or something. Kotor related, you know who I am. News, which is sketchy at best, I mean totally credible, has emerged about the Kotor Remake, and I'm here to give the totally canon summary of it, in the vein of the credits of a modern Fallout game for the hell of it. Well, just the credit style of Fallout 3 and New Vegas, really. I will clear up what happened in canon as opposed to Legends. This is the best you're probably going to get, given the depressing state of the Kotor Remake. Sony can't even get the music rights down, so I doubt we'll get the damn game at this stage. The following will contain spoilers and will also contain an immense amount of disappointment. This is completely canon, by the way, and is info retrieved from an inside source who shall not be named. It's official, I swear, and not the ravings of a mad, fishy-defying god. Anyway, let's start off by summarizing the canon events of Kotor. Waking up on the Endar Black Spire outpost, ship in Disneyland. I mean space. You are greeted by Trasikan Ulgawalker. Breaking the fourth wall, he tells you that you can buy coke thermal detonators at Disneyland. I mean how to equip your items. They did not bother modernizing this part, and it is now canon. Trasikan, telling you to left-click the footlocker is actually canon now, guys. He tells you we have to get off the ship to find Raystila, and that Carthonasi Solo will help us. Trasikan Ulgawalker, sacrifices himself after dueling Darth Brandon, who is Rose Tico's great-great-great-grand-nephew who time-traveled via the world between worlds back to the old Republic era. Stick with me here, guys. After crash landing on Taris, Disneyland, Taris, that is, you begin to realize that this remake is the cash grab fever dream of Bob Iger. While on Disneyland, Taris, you begin your search for Raystila. Carthonasi. Solo does want to talk about it, and he encourages you to buy some sick soldier and scout skins on the store for laughably high prices. Desperate to find a Sith uniform, you soon realize that in the remake, you have to buy it as a skin at the Y Old Republic in-game store, and not obtain it by the two options given in the original. Deflated, the protagonist gives in. Making your way to the lower city, you encounter Vulcars on Vespas, who do spin attacks and act like 80s punk rockers. Boba Fett emerges saying he is the daimyo of Taris and that you should watch the Book of Boba Fett on Disney+. He tells you that the hidden Beck base is where's it at, refuses to elaborate and leaves. He is never seen again. At the Beck base, Gadon Beck, yes Beck, not Thek, tells you that he enjoys stealth and that his last name is Beck, thus the name. He tells you the Undercity was cut from the game because they couldn't get the grass textures to work even after all these years, and that you should go down to the sewers by taking the elevator. He also demands you give him the Sith uniform you have, because he likes their fashion sense. Making your way to the elevator, and shocked by the revelation of cut content in the Kotor Remake like a surprised Pikachu, you then make it to the sewers. You are greeted by Mission Vallejo, who informs you that you need to save her big droid Z3P0. Rolling your eyes at the thought of a Wookiee being replaced by a protocol droid, you navigate the sewers defeating Gamorreans until you find Z3P0. He swears a droid debt to you, and then tells you he can speak 5 million languages, including Shai Raiwook. What a subtle comment to make. They couldn't even get the Wookiee right, damn it. Mission Vallejo then tells you her last name has nothing to do with Six Flags. What the hell is even going on with this remake? She then tells you that Big Z can hack into the Taris mainframe and get codes that disable the defense of Taris, cutting out more content from the original. Brilliant. Leaving the sewers, you encounter Raystila, who is really annoyed that you left her for dead when she was captured by the Vulcars. She joins your party anyway, as you insist you didn't know this remake was going to cut huge swathes of content for no reason. Raystila says that the Force is telling to go the nearest cantina, as it will help you escape Taris. There you encounter Canderus Organa Banana. Who the hell comes up with these names? Canderus tells you that the only way off Taris, the only way for some reason, is to steal the Millennial Falcon off Davik Choi. Canderus then tells you he's a boomer and doesn't really care for the ship. You automatically respond by saying you have some Gen Z party members, including Mission, and fittingly, Big Z. Stealing the ship, you realize it comes with a droid. T3D2, of course that's his name. Raystila says we should go to Dantooine. but then says it would be better if we went to Tatooine so the game can shoehorn in some original trilogy Easter eggs. After jankily defeating some incoming fighters, you make your way to the Skywalker Enclave on Tatooine. Rey Steela interrupts and says she is no longer Rey Steela Shan. She is Rey Steela Skywalker, and buries the only lightsaber you have at this point in time. The baffling logic and decisions made with this remake continues, I guess. At the Skywalker Enclave, the Council, comprising of Book Dastar, Lorak, Master Zahar Lester, and Yoda McYadelson greet you. They tell you that you are Force-sensitive and a Padawan, but you need to bleed a crystal and make it your own, Yoda tells you. I'm sorry, Yoda is somehow in this game, forget it. They say you must seek the crystal at the Mos Eisley Cantina. You go there and get the crystal off Dr. Evazan and cut off Ponda Baba's arm. They aren't even trying at this stage. You can now bleed this crystal through the power of the in-game store and buy the colors with your hard-earned cash. Great. Returning to the Council, they tell you that you must go on a quest to save the galaxy from the evils of Darth Raven and his apprentice Darth Malakath. Confused as to how the plot twist will work, you scratch your head and regret getting this remake. In order to save the galaxy, you must find the Carl's Jr. star maps. Disney is buying them, apparently, according to this bonkers remake. Just go with it. In order to gather all 400 of them, you must pick them up in completely empty MMO-like zones on the planets Jakku, Pasana, placeholder Desert Planet number 3, and the new planet Manhattan-Nan. Manan mixed with Manhattan? Manhattan-Nan, Manman. I am going insane over here. You can also buy them on the in-game store. After the third Carl's Jr. star map planet, you encounter Darth Brandon again. He tells you he traveled here via the world between worlds and his Rose Ticos. We went over this. Rolling your eyes at such a forced sequel trilogy connection amongst the many in this truly awful remake, Brandon tells you that going to the sequel trilogy era and abandoning the Old Republic era and cashing in on nostalgia is the only way to save the galaxy. After you finish the final Carl's Jr. star map planet, you return to Tatooine. The star maps have lead you to the planet Achto. It is all just a map to Luke Skywalker. What a twist. I mean, really, this is it. Yoda McYadelson opens up a portal to the world between worlds. He tells you that you must go into it. You soon realize that you never got Juhani, Jolee, or HK-47 during your travels. But if you open the store, you see you can buy them separately in strange bootleg name form. You step into the portal to a stormy scene on Achto. Rey Steela notes that the Carl's Jr. Star Forge is above the island where Luke lives. It can create X-Wings at will, and give you a side of fries with that as well. You see that Raven and Malakath are about to strike down Luke Skywalker, who is just chilling and drinking blue milk. Before you can do anything, Rey appears and kills Darth Malakath. Darth Raven looks on, shocked. Rey tells you that you need to turn Darth Raven into a Porg via a cheat code that you can buy only through the power of the Force, and by that, I mean through the in-game store. It's the only way to complete this absolute train wreck. You oblige, and Raven is turned into a Porg, who Rey proceeds to roast and eat. Luke thanks you for the help, as Finn, Poe, Darth Brandon, and other sequel trilogy characters emerge. Yoda appears and says, "May the Force be with you all, and screw the hardcore fans who thought they were going to get a faithful remake." The credits roll. WTF. An epilogue reveals that Karth kept having trust issues. Rey Steela kept warning people about the dangers of the dark side, but briefly fell to the dark side, but then went to rehab and got better. Mission set up a roast porg food truck on Taris and made a killing. Big Z kept handing out droid debts like they were candy. He would even give them to people who opened the door for him. Canderous, whatever his last name is, in this stupid remake reunited the clans of Mandalore before realizing it was Bo-Katan's gig and awkwardly stepped back. He died after choking on a piece of roast porg during a trip to Achto, aged 65 and a half. No one else got an epilogue because the devs forget, and apparently this remake is supposed to release this Christmas, so they were stuck for time. Yes, the remake is coming out this year. I really doubt the validity of this leak at this stage, guys. But that's it. That's the remake. I feel like throwing up, honestly, and that's all I really have to say.
Dagoth, here. And I will admit, I took a bit of skooma just there. Maybe more than a bit. Ha 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 ha. I was the source for this leak. It was me. I'm a god, but I don't defy fish, or whatever that crazy weirdo said. The source, where I got this from? Well, I'm the source, like I said. I made up the entire thing. But it's accurate, because I'm a god. and I can predict the future. I think the Darth Malakath part might have given it away. All I really have to add is that in the coming weeks, Kotor will be delisted from every online store and every actual store in the universe. Bob Iger will essentially Thanos snap Kotor out of existence. Like, if you're playing Kotor 1 second, the next you won't be. It's a part of his master plan, I guess. So, play Kotor while you can. Dagoth out.